I know there's some dramatic little bitch watching who's thinking that she's going to go to college and treat it like it's Real Housewives. Stop. Oh my God.
Hi, girlies. Oh, shit. I looked at the fucking screen.
Whatever. They're used to it by now. I do it every time. How are you, Jenny?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I have had the best day. Truly made my day.
Oh, my God.
I'm with you to your wedding dress fitting.
Yeah, that was pretty special. And that's why I look like this. Because usually I look, let's be honest, a little different.
What do you mean?
Well, I got my hair done today. I really put
the hair
emphasis
does good, yeah.
in my makeup. You know, I'm wearing the jewelry that I wore from the dress fitting, and yeah, I felt good.
No,
I mean,
you look good.
I feel like I want to be more snatched. You know?
Okay, yeah.
Like, I want to feel like my best self, because I know what my best self looks like. I just don't feel like that right now. But I mean, Nico would fucking tell you otherwise, because I can't get that man away from me.
He's obsessed.
I don't know what's happening. I'm just like, okay.
You do look good. Like,
Yeah?
You look good in the sense that you physically look good, but you can just see a little twinkle in the eye. And for a little bit, I didn't see that twinkle.
When?
Like when you were going through it with your hair and like all of that stuff. I don't know. I was like, where's the, you know what I'm talking about? The
light in your eyes?
Yeah. The happiness. The inner happiness and peace.
Yeah. I mean, it's all coming together. We're 2 months away from the wedding, so...
It's go time, bitches.
Yeah.
Go time.
And after this, you're going to try on your dress.
Ah, shit. I wasn't ready for that.
I'm ready. I'm excited.
What did we smoke today?
We smoked Lowell Smokes. So there's a conspiracy theory right now about these.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I love them. Do you love them?
Yes.
So
you introduced me to them.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, where did you buy these?
At the Woods.
Oh.
This is a sore subject.
Why don't you tell people
Will's
what you did?
Friends wanted to go to the woods, and so we went to the woods. And Jenny and I had also been talking about going to the woods. And for me to go to the woods without her, she felt betrayed. And honestly, I got my karma because we didn't realize that when you go to the woods, you have to pay like $300 fucking for a cabana. So we did get our payback, but, you know, I'm sorry. And I do hope to bring you there soon. Sans men. Just the girlies.
Okay. Well, did we explain what the woods is?
We're going through it. See, so that is a proper noun. And there's, anyways.
So what is it?
Okay.
The woods or the woods are?
The woods is.
Because it's a singular place?
Because it's a singular proper noun.
Okay. This is why you're the English major and I was not.
You don't learn grammar rules as an English major. Anyway, the woods is a dispensary in West Hollywood, and in the back there's like a garden loungy area with tables, and there are these little treehouse rooms that are like all glass with couches and stuff that you can rent, which I accidentally rented. And they have like weed drinks, weed they have everything weed related.
Do they have weed in the food?
They don't have food.
Oh.
That's the other thing that we didn't realize. We thought it was like an Irie situation. Are you okay?
No, but keep going.
We thought it was an Irie situation,
I'm tired because he won't leave me alone. Yeah. I should be grateful because like every relationship is goes through their ups and downs, and like COVID was really hard for us. We're like in our golden era of sex right now.
Period.
I can't get him away from me. And we were up till like almost 1 a.m, and then I had to wake up at 7:50.
That's not that bad.
If I don't get a full 8 hours, I'm like this. And then I woke up in a cold sweat because I had a dream about the wedding that I showed up and I think you guys were there helping me get ready. And then I like see myself in the mirror, and my wedding dress had like a black bra on or something. It was like black bra, black Spanx or something. And so you could see it through my dress, and it didn't look like my dress at all. It just looked like a sheer sheet, like a loose sheer sheet. And then it was raining or something, and so they were like, you have to get married inside. But it was not at our venue. It was like in this weird, gross hallway. Like, I think we were in Vegas or something, because there was like a fake waterway thing that looked like water, but it was just like an LED screen of water. And then what was the other thing? No one showed up.
Honestly, that is very stressful.
Yeah, and we didn't have enough time to dance. I was just like, okay, because last night I was going through the schedule of the day.
Well, that's why you were probably stressing over the schedule, and then
the
your
people
brain.
And the amount of people. Yeah.
You're stressed. See, this is how your subconscious talks to you. You're stressed about the number of people because you're having a big wedding. Mm-hmm. And then you have a dream that no one shows up. And you are what? When no one shows up, what are you feeling? Devastated? Distraught?
Yeah, upset.
I feel like your subconscious is telling you the more the merrier.
The more the merrier, yeah. Well, I think we're going to have 240 people.
I truly don't think I even know 240 people.
Well,
I can't fathom that.
Do you think you know 100 people or 120 people?
That I would invite to my wedding? I don't even think so.
We're friends with half those people. That's 120 people. But then that's between me and his side. So that's really like we know 60 people each. That's not a lot.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
You have family in there.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
But a lot of people are invited. Random people that probably shouldn't be, but whatever.
Whatever. At the end of the day, all that matters is that you have your friends and your family around you, and you can celebrate with them. And you know what? I am especially excited to celebrate with your lovely niece, Sienna.
Me too.
This is going to be
excited and terrifying.
Yeah. This is going to be her event after starting college. Mm-hmm. Her big event that she can come on back. I guess she'll be here, but
she'll start college a week before the wedding.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you'll hear all the tea about USC.
This is very exciting, Sienna.
Yeah.
But in honor of Sienna and our other young people going to college, I don't know, maybe you have a little sister or something that you want to send this to, we thought that we would share some of our most iconic, for better or for worse, college stories. And we're doing this in hopes to teach y'all some lessons. Don't make the same mistakes we did.
That's what's really going on today. We're getting close to back to school season. So we wanted to get ahead of back to school and give you some hot tips. Like, I put together for Sienna for her graduation gift like a full survival guide for college, and it has like every single thing you would need from the pharmacy, because you're going to use all of it, like Tums, Advil, Pepto-Bismol,
that one,
NyQuil, DayQuil, all that shit. And then like, condoms. I didn't give that to her, but like you should maybe buy those. Maybe some fentanyl test strips, things like that. A mattress topper, like,
the mattress topper is
random
important.
Shit. A shower caddy. That thing is like
flip-flops for the shower.
Yeah, shower caddy and flip-flops go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there is like so much stuff.
And you're living in a bougie apartment off campus.
Freshman year?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Wow. I lived in a fucking triple my freshman year.
Oh my God, you did?
I sure did.
Wait, okay, so yeah, I want you to talk about your dorm life a little bit. Oh my
God.
Because UCLA food, when you were talking about how there's like different dorm cafes or whatever, go ahead.
UCLA has the best fucking dorm food of any college, dare I say, in this country, to the point where people who do not go to UCLA or people who have graduated will pay current students for swipes into the cafeteria. They got an omelet bar, different pizzas, different pastas. Like Covell had the best pasta. We have like an Asian restaurant where every day of the week is a different Asian country's food. So it's like sushi on Monday and then Chinese food on Tuesday and then Thai food on Wednesday. It's so fucking good. But the dorm situation can be very rough. I'm not going to lie. The actual living quarters, because for the most part, if you're a freshman, you're going to be in a triple. You're going to be sharing a room with 2 girls.
Really? Most people live in a triple?
Yes, most freshmen get triples. And then maybe sophomore year, you might get a double. I got a single sophomore year. Thank God.
You lived on campus your sophomore year too?
I lived on campus my freshman year, sophomore year, and then my junior year, I lived literally right across the street from my dorm in an off-campus student apartment.
So, okay, so why do people live in triples? That's just like...
You have to.
That's just like... But is it really meant for 3 people?
You could make it work. I mean, I picked one of my roommates before we showed up. We met on Facebook, and we were both like, we like The Weeknd and Drake, like, and Lana Del Rey. Let's room together. So it was us and then a random. And our first random was an international student from China. Very quiet, studies, had her shit together completely, and we were rabid fucking animals. Rabid animals. She moved out.
How early?
She probably moved out like 3 months in.
Okay. So like the second quarter?
Yeah, she probably moved out the second quarter. And then we got a new roommate who we kind of knew through a mutual friend. And we tried to befriend her, and we drove her fucking crazy. I honestly don't even remember what happened, but I think she left for vacation and came back, and someone who we had in the room for a pregame or something had fucked with her stuff in some way, like moved something on her desk or spilled something or something like that. And so she came back and was pissed, and she moved out. And then we had another girl move in who lived with us on our dorm floor and partied with us all the time. And she was cool. And we finished off the year with her. But it was fucking rough, honestly.
Wow.
It was rough. You really don't know who you're going to room with. That's actually a really good piece of advice, I would say. Try to find someone to room with before you get there.
So this is interesting because nowadays they all pick their roommates before they get there. Like when I was talking to Sienna and like all of her friends, like Sienna already knows her roommates, and her roommate, so she's in an apartment, one room that she's sharing with another girl who's part of her like big friend group at school, and the other 2 were like randoms, but they had to fill the apartment. They had to go find those people.
So they found them. The school didn't just automatically put them there.
And yeah, and then all her other friends, like they post on Instagram like to like an Instagram page of their school, of their class, of their photo being like, I'm looking for a roommate.
Okay, we did that, but on Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Okay, so
what was your situation with your dorm?
So,
and where'd you go?
I went to Boulder, University of Colorado.
Sco Buffs.
Sco Buffs. Some people call it University of Colorado at California because there's so many kids that can't get into the UC schools that apply. I mean, I didn't even apply to any UCs because you had to take the SAT 2s when I was a senior.
Oh, yeah, you did. Holy shit.
It was fucked up. Okay. But we were the class, my age specifically is the most fucked. Listen to the daily podcast. I mean, I'm 32, but like they said 33, same thing. My year had the most college applicants like ever.
Oh,
so
competition was tough.
And then most schools, because I was between U of A, University of Arizona, and Colorado, they both were like, we randomly assign you roommates. If you really, really, really want to stay with someone, you can request that, but it's not guaranteed.
That's how ours was too.
Now it's not like that. But so funny, I had a roommate, Sarah, who's a bridesmaid.
Oh, okay. This is a good sign. They're still friends.
Yeah. we were basically roommates all of college. And Sarah is like the sweetest, nicest, kindest human being because I was a disgusting pig. Like,
what do you mean?
Well, I'm an only child. I lived at home my whole life. I had a nanny. My mom had a housekeeper. Like, I learned how to do the dishes and do my laundry, but I never really had to do it. And I never really had to clean up after myself. And wow, was college just a slap in the face. Like, I don't know, like our fridge in our room was gross. Like my clothes all over the place. Like, and our room was small. We lived on an all girls floor. We were in the first room. Like, you see our room from the drive up of the dorm, and it was like a closet. It's so small, and like it could have been better. I felt
Was she
bad.
getting mad at you for it?
Not at all. Not at all.
But she was clean.
Pretty clean, yeah. Pretty clean. She would just be like, "Can you pick this up?" Or here and there. Okay. But my first month of my freshman year, I wanted to leave. I was like, I don't feel like I'm making any like real friends. Like, you know me, I'm very personable. So everyone on our floor would like ask to hang out. There was so much like weird drama. This person doesn't like this person. That person doesn't like this person. Oh. I think I was like also really in my head. I also rushed freshman year. Again, it's interesting because I knew nothing about rushing. My mom wasn't in a sorority. I don't think my grandma was in a sorority. I don't even think my aunt was in a sorority. The only person in my family who was in a sorority was my cousin, who was like going to Michigan at that time, and she was in Theta. And her sister was in a sorority, but like at Wisconsin. And I don't even know if it was like a national one. Maybe it was. But anyway, so I didn't really know anyone who was in a sorority. And then when I showed up, everyone on my floor, because it was an all girls floor, they were prepared to the T.
What does that mean?
Well, one of them was from the South and knew that she wanted to get into, well, Tri Delta is like really, really good in the South. So she was like, I want to get into Tri Delta. And then she's like, but then I heard Tri Delta at Boulder is not good.
Tri Delta at UCLA was the not good one. Yeah. But it was also coincidentally the only one that had like girls of color in it. And it was the bottom one.
I don't even think I remember seeing a single girl of color when I rushed. Can't remember. Maybe one in like Pi Phi, because she was from California. So the Pi Phi house at Boulder was like the California girls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so I showed up, and you have to say if you're going to rush at Boulder. I don't know if it's still like this, but when I was there, you have to like say they're going to rush and pay $35 like the first or second week of moving in. And then my roommate, Sarah, I was like, are you rushing? And she was like, no, I'm not rushing.
She wasn't interested.
She's from Boulder area. Oh, so she would have probably gotten in somewhere like the Chi Omega house. That was like all Colorado girls for the most part. But so I was like, yeah, I want to do it because I would like to make friends, or like I feel like this could be cool. This could be a cool experience. So my mom also went to Boulder, and she rushed and she got into DG, but her boyfriend at the time was like, if you join a sorority, like I will break up with you. So she didn't do it. But because her friends were in sororities, and so her friends wrote me recs when I found out that all these girls on my floor were rushing, and they were like, do you have recs? And I was like, what's that? And they're like, do you have recommendations from people who are in the sororities that you want to be in to join them? And I was like,
I've never heard of this.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh my God. This is a thing, but it's interesting now. I'll tell you now what it's like, because I was talking to Sienna about this, but I was like, I don't have any recs. And they're like, you're going to rush and you don't have any recs? And I was like, no, because I don't know anybody. No one's told me this. They're like, yeah, you should like try to figure out if you can end a conversation. Immediately call my mom. Mom, I need to get recs. Do you know anybody in any sorority? And she was
of course she did.
She knew Kathy Quist, her best friend from high school, was in a sorority. Kathy Quist's daughter, her best friend's daughter, was in DG at the time that I was rushing.
Does it matter if they were in the sorority, or does it matter if they were in the Boulder sorority?
This is a good question for someone who was probably in a sorority, but at the time it didn't matter. Okay. It was just like they were part of that sorority in the country. But the fact that I knew someone who was in DG at that time in Boulder who was like a senior and I was a freshman, I was like, oh,
shoo-in.
I'm going to get into DG.
Yeah.
So I rush. Oh, before I rush, then they send you like a packing list, but you're already in college.
So basically buy this shit.
They're like, day 1, you need to wear khakis and a white shirt. Day 2, you need to wear jeans and a white top. Day 3, you need to wear a white dress. And day 4 was like something else. I think day 4 is like the day you find out you're in whatever sorority you're in. Oh my
God. Okay. I'm on the edge of my seat, by the way.
Day.
This is this is fascinating.
Yeah. So then I'm like, fuck, I don't have khakis. Who the fuck
Who has
owns
khakis, honestly?
Or was like some sort of like khaki pant. This is, by the way, this is 2010. So like, what the fuck? But anyway,
Yeah.
I go to Pearl Street, the downtown area, and try to find clothes. And I bought a bunch of shit for like the other days, but I couldn't find fucking khakis. So I remember I wore my green army pants that were like linen, that were a designer. I want to say they were like Vince. They were like Vince linen khaki or camouflage green pants, not camouflage print, but just like that green, the army green. But then they had like 2 pockets on the side of the legs. I was the only fucking person that didn't wear fucking khaki pants.
Of course you were.
The first day.
And that's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing. And then you walk to every house. You have an appointment. So you are in a group of girls who have the same schedule as you all day, which is really wild. And then you also have a tour guide who is from a sorority, but you don't know which one. So she's taking you to all of the different sororities all day.
But she's probably also spying.
She's totally spying. And like this one girl who was such a fucking like kiss-ass teacher's pet in my group, when we went to lunch, she was just like trying to get her like to talk to her, like, you know, whatever. And I was just like, roll my eyes. Anyway, the last thing I'll say about the rush part is it's creepy. They do like a dance. They come out. It looks like a Disneyland ride. And I was just like, this is weird.
Saw those during the Rush Talk days. They had those videos of them like it's like 50 heads popping out of the front door like, welcome, Kyle.
Yeah. And all summer you can hear them practicing. And then I find out the next day I didn't get into DG. So like all the recs that I tried to get and got did nothing. And I got
honestly, it's probably because you didn't dress to the theme.
That's what I think.
They're going to be like, she's not a follower.
Yeah, she's an individual.
Yeah.
Probably also maybe I don't know. I'm not like stick thin blonde. Like I don't know. Maybe I was, because the houses I got into, there were more girls that looked like me that had a butt or brown hair or whatever. And I got into the 3 bottom houses.
What were those at Boulder? Do you remember?
I feel bad because I had friends who were in these sororities, but I mean, like Maddie was in one, but like I wish I was in that sorority looking back. Like that's my advice for rushing. If you're going to rush, do not go into it being like, I want to be in this house, I want to be in that house. Like you probably will hear people talking because like, even when you rush and if you go to frat parties, which I did, these guys who are hitting on you who you think are attractive are like, yeah, you don't want to be in this one, that's the bottom one, like you want to be in these. So don't do that because you're not going to like the sorority you think you should be in. You will like the sorority that people are like you in. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Like you're going to, at the end of the day, you're going to feel more comfortable in a place where you're around people who understand you, people who are like you and you share similar interests with, rather than being in the top house surrounded by all these bitches who you have nothing in common with and like, are completely different.
I know I'm a little weirdo that likes to like be creative and smoke and like, you know, be in that kind of like, I don't know, lifestyle. I don't need to be in a sorority that really, 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 really cares about what you look like, how much money you have, and what hot guys can you hook up with? Like, that's just so surface level. And I feel like a lot of girls I know who dropped out of the houses that they were in were these top houses because they felt like they're not building a deep connection with these people. And these are going to be your friends for the rest of college, which is like
ideally
the best time in your life. So now you don't need a recommendation. You don't need a recommendation from your mom's 40-year-old, 50-year-old friend who went to school 20 years ago. It's not going to do anything.
Right.
If anything, get recommendations from friends of yours who are in that college at that sorority, or don't, and just go into it blank slate and see what happens and what you get into. And if you are happy with the outcome, then you join it. And if you don't, they're expensive.
They are expensive, and they are cost prohibitive on purpose.
Yeah.
They're trying to be exclusive.
I got a snap bid the following year to a different sorority that I had previously gotten into, that they were like, our dues are $1,000 a semester. This was in 2011.
I want to say at UCLA it was more than that.
Really? I bet it. I mean, now it has to be, which is
God.
insane. I was going to have to pay for that. My mom was not going to help me with that.
That is such a wild experience.
Yeah.
Like, I remember my best friend in college was in a sorority, and the shit that she thought about, it was all about, if I do this in public, if I post on Facebook holding a red cup, the sorority is going to come for me because I'm making the sorority look bad. Like, it was all about keeping up this appearance, and that just seems so freaking exhausting.
Which one was she in?
Alpha Chi Omega, which my sister was also in at UC Riverside, and she was the president.
Wow, that was the one that I got a snap bid to.
Oh,
I think AKO.
Yeah, AKO. That's what it is. Yeah, that was like a pretty good one at UCLA. I think I don't really remember what the top ones were. But
Yeah. So that's our advice for rushing.
Yeah.
Also, they're pretty racist systems. So, like, know that. I mean, it's fucked up.
You know what I would say, honestly? If you are a person of color, if you're in the LGBTQ community, I would go for, at UCLA, we called them the mother orgs, but they're basically cultural orgs. Like, I was in student government, and our political party in student government was made up of cultural orgs. African Student Union, Mecha de UCLA, Samahang Filipino, like, they all came together to make this political party. And that, to me, was like the sorority of my experience. But there was no pressure to, like, look a certain way or act any certain way. It was just, like, very comfortable. So maybe look into that if you're going to college.
So you joined student government, or did you join like a certain organization, like a
No, I joined student government because one of my first friends that I ever met at UCLA introduced me to everyone I knew, and he knew a lot of people in student government. And so I was like, okay, like, these people seem cool. I'll sign up for the external vice president's office, which is basically like advocating for students at the UC Regents meeting, at, like, with your senator, shit like that. And over time, I got involved with the party, which at UCLA, it's not this way anymore. But when I was there, you would think that we were in the actual fucking U.S. federal government. Like,
why?
It was so fucking intense. Like, House of Cards, espionage, leaking stories to the Daily Bruin.
Oh my God.
Like, campaign finance, exposés.
Oh, you
shit like
lived
that.
a scandal life.
Fully. I was fully into it, and I actually ended up being the publicity co-director of the party. So every time some shit went down, me and my co-director were like, we got to release a statement. What are we going to say? Like, it was...
To the Daily Bruin?
Yes. Yes, bitch.
And people read that shit like that?
Yes.
Wow.
It was so serious. We had a lot of scandals. Honestly, I would say my piece of advice for this little short story I want to tell is to mind your fucking business and stop treating life. Don't treat life like it's a reality show, bitch. Okay? I know there's some dramatic little bitch watching who's thinking that she's going to go to college and treat it like it's Real Housewives. Stop. It comes back to you. We had a spy in the other political party who shared a video.
What the fuck?
You're going to gag. Shared a video of this girl who was running in their party for general representative or something, making fun of one of our candidates who was gay and effeminate, and like she was being like, haha, I'm so and so, like I'm gay, haha, gay Latino man, like yes, queen. And I remember I was in my English class. I went out of my English class. I walked right up to the student government offices, and I was like, we're leaking this. And we leaked the video to the Daily Bruin. And it was like scandalous. The article is still up. I can show you when we're over. Go to the Daily Bruin and you can see it. However, there was
what the fuck?
Yes, girl. There was a lot of stuff like that. Like,
wait, so okay, hold on. I need to dive in. You're telling me
much.
You had like a contact at the Daily Bruin that you sent. Okay, so you had like someone on the inside.
We all had like
people.
They'll write about anything.
So you send them this video. They what?
They published an article that afternoon being like, General Representative, like Bruins United candidate so-and-so caught making fun of
Where are they
blah,
posting
blah, blah.
it? Like on their website?
Yeah.
And people are getting alerts for it?
Yes. Or they're tweeting it. Like, it was bad until everybody turned on her, because basically our angle was, you can laugh and giggle all you want, but the shit that you were doing in that video was like making fun of him because he was gay and because he was Latino. Like, you're crossing a line.
So the MO there is like to get your party elected in that election. How many elections are there?
One per year. But it's a student council. So there are several positions that are up every single year.
Oh, okay.
So she was running for like a general representative or something. But eventually, I tell this story because I was the victim of a smear campaign.
Oh, shit.
Just 2 years later. And I was like, you know what? This is my fucking karma for that shit, because I was way too involved. Long story short, my party wanted me to run for a position.
What position?
I didn't even get that far because I told them I'm not doing it. But
why? Wait, so how are you on student government but you don't have a position?
Every seat at the council table has an office. Okay. So like I was director of voter registration with this girl. We did like the voter reg concert and all this shit. I was like the director of marketing, and I had like a graphic designer and a photographer and all this shit there. But they wanted me to run for a seat. And I was like, absolutely fucking not. This will ruin my life. Like, because it was literally like...
Yeah, it ruins people's
intense.
Lives. Like, it's too much.
It's too much. And before they knew that I wasn't interested, they had created a Facebook event for a party and put me and some other people who they thought they wanted to run as the hosts. So if you go to the Facebook event, it says like, my political party fundraiser hosted by Bria Stewart, so-and-so, 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 so-and-so. And at the time, I'm like, whatever, who cares? Like, put me on it. Because they're trying to get your name out there. Mm-hmm. Allegedly, at this party, as part of the fundraiser, it said on the Facebook event that we would be selling blunts, shots, an entry fee, etc. And if you are in any sort of government, I'm pretty sure that fundraising off of illegal drugs at the time is not going to fly in your campaign finance report.
Nope.
So someone from the opposing party found this Facebook event and leaked it to the Daily Bruin, or like sent it to the Daily Bruin. And I got a fucking text being like, hey, Bria, this is so-and-so from the Daily Bruin. Do you want to comment on this? And I was like, oh, fuck. Another person who was a host, like, lawyered up. It was so
What'd you
bad.
Do?
So my friend who was a co-host lawyered up. I went to go talk to his lawyer, and his lawyer was basically like, nothing's going to happen. Like, you guys aren't going to get in disciplinary trouble or anything like that. Meanwhile, I'm talking to my friend who's fucking pre-law, and I'm like, bitch, like, do you know anyone? Like, what should I do? And she's like, yeah, like, I'll ask my uncle who's a lawyer. I literally wrote back to her and I was like, I was not the host of this party. You need to remove this because of XYZ law. Like, I will sue your ass, blah, 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 blah. And the Daily Bruin report got back to me and said, Actually, Facebook events have been used in many stories. It is completely allowed as it is completely public information and we can post whatever the fuck we want. So fuck off. Turns out she messaged me after we graduated and was like, hey, I was thinking about what happened with the Daily Bruin the other day and they definitely did not have the right to post that. Like, we definitely could have gotten that taken down. At this point, she's like graduated from law school and knows how that shit works. And she's like, actually, we definitely could have taken it down. But we just didn't know. Event? I don't know. There was some sort of legality about it where, like, just because you're a host doesn't mean you're the person responsible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Long story short, too late. The moral of the story is every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And for years, when you Google my name, you would see that I was selling blunts, even though I was not even fucking there. And
from the article being Googled.
From the fucking article.
That's what I'm going to say is like our school newspaper, I don't even know if people read it. There was the Daily Camera, which was the Denver Boulder newspaper.
Okay.
And then there was the Coloradoan, I think. But it was not like that level of craziness. But I feel like going to UCLA, like the Daily Bruin is definitely going to come up in a Google search because it's UCLA.
Yeah, it's a very like well-known, respected news.
Yeah, that would scare me. Well, you made me think of my first job, which I got in a really interesting way. So, like, yes, I didn't join a sorority, but I wanted to be part of some group on campus. And freshman year, we have a concert every year called Welcome Fest. And that was like I felt like that was like my start to like, this is what it is to be an adult. Like, I felt like I was seen, heard, like, I don't know, my entire life up until then, like, I had to do what my mom told me to do. You know, it was pretty regimented. Like, I couldn't really go out much at night. And if I did,
you were free now.
I was free. And I literally was so free that I crowd surfed and made it to the stage. Like,
period.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was intense. But I remember learning that like students put on the concert. And I was like, that's so cool. Like, that's a job you can have on campus. Because I also was like, I need to make some money because I want to do some shit and like buy food and like go places or go skiing. That was low key like why I wanted a job, because skiing was so fucking expensive and everyone skied. Like, ski boots are like $400 back then. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So I didn't have like spending money like that. So I remember running into someone who I lived with in the dorms, and he was like, oh yeah, like I volunteer for the street team for program council. And fast forward, everyone thought he was weird. I didn't like him, but I started volunteering with him, and basically the street team would like go around campus and like put up posters, and then they would ask the person that ran the street team like questions about what it's like to work for program council, which basically was part of student like the student council, not student government, but like
the Associated Students. Council.
We were in the building. We had an office where all the student groups were, and like, you know, because we did this, we were like, we knew people on student government. You know, we had to make sure whoever was on student government would give us funding. Like, it was interesting. That is interesting. Yeah, you're like on the other side.
Yes.
Yeah. And so they had a position opening up to like get paid to work for program council, which was like the front desk job. And I applied for it and I got it, and I was like, woo, minimum wage. But I got to go to all the concerts on campus for free. We would sometimes get free tickets to like other shows around Boulder. And we got to like work shows. Sometimes I'd have to work shows as security, which was hilarious. But that's like how.
Did you wear a little security shirt? Oh my God.
On the back.
I love
security. But you'd get paid extra for those shows. So like I would make more money than just sitting at the desk job. But like the two things I was going to say is met so many like really good friends out of that. I mean, Maddie, that's how I met my matron of honor, was through program council because she was in charge of all the movies. And like I worked on the front desk and then other shows, but like it was such a good experience working on like $1 million budgeted concerts. Like we had Skrillex one year, we had Danny Brown and Schoolboy Q from,
oh wow.
Yeah, like
you guys had the big like once a year concert. What was it called?
Welcome Fest.
Oh, was it Welcome Fest?
That's what it was in the beginning of the year. But we also had big concerts throughout the year. Like we had Macklemore come one time. When I've gotten this story because it's interesting. I got to interview him like 2 years ago, and I was saying to him like, I met you when you came to Boulder and performed, and he was like, it's so funny because he was making his what was the album that like everybody would listen to with Thrift Shop and all that. I forget what that album was called. That album that he beat Kendrick on for the Grammy. He was making that album, and his manager booked all these like school appearances for him, like colleges. And then that album came out and blew up, and then he was still obligated to do all these school appearances.
Oh.
So he's literally playing like arenas and then like Boulder. And he was like, it was kind of fucked up.
How many people were going to the Boulder ones?
That one sold out like that.
Was it like tens of thousands of people?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it was in the...
So it wasn't that small.
No, but compared to an arena,
yeah.
He was like, I was making nothing when I could have been making so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I like really good work experience working on campus, but also get a desk job in college. If you want to make easy money, I literally, the amount of times that I procrastinated, didn't get shit done, didn't get papers done on time, and fucking just did them at the desk job.
Oh
shit.
my God. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Like my mom, she always likes to say, because her job in college was she worked the ice rink in Boulder and like taught people how to skate.
Okay, period. That's like a bit much.
You gotta just do that the whole time. You can't work on your
that's
paper.
a lot of work.
Like I'll never forget, I procrastinated the fuck out of this paper I had to write about Missy Elliott.
You've talked about this on the podcast before.
And I hours sitting there. Like I think I worked overtime that day. I got paid overtime because I was working on this fucking paper. Like
we love that.
Yeah. Also, the other thing I'll say is that you're in college, you're horny, you want to hook up with people. If you work on campus, don't hook up with people you work with.
Ooh, people in student government, there was some shit happening and it was ruining lives.
Yeah. But let me tell you, the amount of people that I wanted to hook up with and that I worked with, but I knew it was such a small office and like you hung out with those people. But literally the night before graduation, I hooked up with someone because I was like, we're done.
Fuck it, I guess. Yeah. Oh my God. That is tea.
Wait
That's
until
so
graduation.
Funny. There was like one straight guy in the EVP office and he was just making the fucking rounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's rough. Yeah. Definitely don't do that. But do get a job, or just like, if you don't need a job, just get like an activity that like you have to show up to and get your shit together so that you can get used to working, because guess what, bitch? That's going to be the rest of your life. Fighting for a fucking dollar.
And it's going to look really good on your resume. Like the fact that I applied to like entertainment jobs coming back to LA and I had an entertainment job all of college, even though my major was sociology and environmental science, like
still, it
really helped.
They're like, she can plan shit. She can put shit together.
Yeah.
Well, with that, I will leave you with a quote. We didn't really come up with this in advance, but it came to me while you were talking. Okay. The quote is, as we go on, we remember all the times we spent together. And we want to leave you with that, you know?
One,
make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. Like, keep your high school friends, but like meet new people too.
That's a RuPaul song.
That is a fucking Girl Scout song.
Well, his song goes, "Oh, old friend silver, new friends gold." But I was gonna say, because I wanted to talk about something. Do not trust any man in college. period.
Especially if he is in a frat or plays a sport.
You need to not invest unless they invest in you. Like,
no fuckboys, no situationships.
no. Like, sure, if that's what you want to do and that's your intention, fine. But most people, they can't just fuck emotionlessly. It's not possible.
We could do a whole episode on like what we learned about men in college, because that's like really your first big encounter with the huge sea of men. Use your best judgment. Like, don't just be hooking up with guys because they're interested in you, or like, you know, just hook up with people that you actually like.
Or like, don't have sex with them. I was really good about not having sex with just
that is good.
anyone who flocked to me.
Yes. You gotta, yeah. Use your discernment. We trust you. Also, maybe get on birth control before you go. Non-hormonal exists as well.
Condoms.
Yeah, or get condoms.
Yeah.
Something. Anyway, on that note, good luck, girlies.
Good luck. Don't get killed.
Follow High Girlies Pod on
Instagram,
TikTok
and
and
YouTube. I almost said Twitter.
Also,
again.
rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts so that we can rise in the charts.
Yes. Leave us a review.
And on Spotify. Yeah, leave us a review.
Leave us a review. Tell us what you think.
Unless it's negative, then shut the hell up.
Get out of here. Go
Yeah.
on, get.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, girlies.